A majority of students are struggling in list of heading questions in the IELTS reading, and that is the main reason they are not getting their desired band score. Today I will decode my personal strategies so that you can also implement those techniques and score better in your IELTS reading, and the video is brought to you by IELTS Jaunty. If you are a beginner in these type of questions, that is list of headings, initially it can be challenging to score, but after rigorous practice you can achieve your band score. So my personal methodology is that while reading the paragraph, divide it into three parts. So let's start. Like many herbivores, brown hares spend a relatively large amount of their time feeding. They prefer to do this in the dark, but when nights are short, their activities do spill into daylight hours. Wherever they live, hares appear to have a fondness for fields with a variety of vegetation, for example, short as well as longer clumps of grasses. And now write your own heading. My heading is feeding time. Next, studies have demonstrated that they benefit from uncultivated land and others unplowed areas on farms such as field margins. So write study. Therefore, if farmers provided patches of woodland in areas of pasture as well as assorted crops in arable areas, there would be year-round shelter and food. And this could be the key to turning around the current decline in hare population. So write down your own heading, a possible method. And now check the main headings. The need for population reduction, no reference. The problem with being a fussy eater, no reference. Reproductive patterns, no. The need for further research, no reference. Fifth, a possible solution to falling numbers, yes. Answer A. Fifth, a possible solution to falling numbers. So I adopted beginner's methodology, that is divide the paragraph into three parts and write your own heading and match it with the given heading. If you think you are an intermediate learner, you can use this technique. Read the first paragraph and make your own heading and write it next to the paragraph. Match it with the given heading. Explanation. This could be the key to turning around the current decline in hare population. So this is the last line of your first paragraph. Synonym used. In the paragraph they used key, but in list of heading option they used solution. And second is falling numbers, they used in paragraph, but in list of headings they used decline. So guys, I always insist you to concentrate on vocabulary, that is appropriate synonyms. Second, brown hares have a number of physical adaptations that enable them to survive in open countryside. They have exceptionally large ears that move independently so that a range of sounds can be pinpointed accurately. Ears positioned high up on their heads, the hare's large golden eyes give them 360 vision, making it hard to take a hare by surprise. They mentioned about eyes. Compared to mammals of a similar size, hares have a greatly enlarged heart and a higher volume of blood in their bodies, and this allows for superior speed and stamina. In addition, their legs are longer than those of a rabbit, enabling hares to run more like a dog and reach speeds of up to 70 km per hour. So they mentioned about heart and legs. So the gist is that they are talking about the hare's body parts and their benefits. So answer is ninth, that is useful physical features. In paragraph C and D, I will adopt intermediate methodology in which I will read whole paragraph and make my own heading. So let's start. But how can females manage to do this while simultaneously feeding themselves and rearing their young? The reason is that hares have evolved such self-sufficient young. Unlike baby rabbits, leverets are born furry and mobile. They weigh about 100 grams at birth and are immediately left to their own devices by their mothers. A few days later, the members of the little creep away to create their own individual resting places known as forms. Incredibly, their mother visits them only once every 24 hours, and even then she only suckles them for a maximum of 5 minutes each. This lack of family contact may seem harsh to us, but it is a strategy that draws less attention from predators. At the tender age of 2 weeks, leverets start to feed themselves while still drinking their mother's milk. They grow swiftly and are fully weaned at 4 weeks, reaching adult weight at about 6 months. So my heading is leverets are self-sufficient and spend very less time with their mothers. So option 7. A rather lonely beginning is the answer. Research has shown that hare's milk is extremely rich and fatty, so a little goes a long way. In order to produce such nutritious milk, females need a high quality, high calorie diet. Hares are selective feeders at the best of times. Unlike many herbivores, they can't sit around waiting to digest low quality food. They need high energy herbs and other leaves in order to print. This causes them problems when faced with the smallest alterations in food availability and abundance. So as well as reductions in the diversity of farmland habitat, the decline in the range of food plant is injurious to hares. Heading is food change issue with hares, and answer is the problem with being a fussy eater. Fussy means having very high standards, and they need high energy herbs and other leaves in order to sprint, and this causes them problems when faced with the smallest alterations in food availability and abundance. Guys, now it's your turn to use beginner's methodology to do this paragraph E. You will have 2 minutes to complete this task and write your answer in the comment section, and I will explain this answer in the next slide. Start. Stop. So answer E is a comparison between past and present survival rates. Explanation. Now in the paragraph E, they mentioned studies show that hares evolved on the open plains and spread rapidly westward from the Black Sea after the last ice age, though they were probably introduced to Britain as a species to be hunted for the pot by the Romans. But today hares are thwarted by the lack of rich farmland habitat. So here's synonyms. Ice age means referring to past time. Today here's referring to present time. Pro tips. Read newspaper or magazine daily because it will improve your skimming, scanning and close reading. Choose one article and understand the text. There are a variety of articles in newspaper or in magazine. You can choose anyone. Use both technique, that is beginners and intermediate, and make your own heading. Do regular practice. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video, do subscribe my channel IELTS Jonty.